Hi everyone, welcome. This is Shannon with Plan with Shannon, and we are sitting down now to plan out our next week, which is going to be March 8th through the, let's go ahead with the 14th. All right, so this week, as requested, we're going to use an Avalon 9th subscription kit. These are functional. I tend to use them on a monochromatic basis, but I'm going to be a little bit more open and try some others. Other ways to add it in this week also. Other things that I'm going to be using are some rose paper oops washi. These are great. Here's a little rainbow guy and some stars. Those will mark my meetings and provide some washi at the bottom. I'm also going to utilize some Rose Colored Days rainbow spread. This was from her monthly kit as well. Of course, the slice tools. This guy here is going to remind me all week that I can choose to participate in the rainbows, or that I can choose to be Grumpy Bear and focus on the rain and the negative. I do think that sometimes it's a choice. Awful things definitely happen, but we can choose where we go with that. So for the date covers, I'm actually going to use the the Rose Colored Days Rose Gold covers, because I definitely gravitate towards rose gold. So here we go. And again, we're going to start with the 8th. I'm going to put them right on. I do not like different colored days of the week all the way across, unless I'm doing a traditional rainbow week or whatever. So if it's going to be one week, even if it's got multiple colors throughout the days, I really like to keep my date covers all the same color. I don't think that's necessarily what everyone's bag is, because I feel like most of the shops will do, for no reason even, different color date covers throughout their spreads for every day of the week. So I try not to, if I have a choice, I just go this way. All right, so I've got those placed down. Now I'm going to go ahead and white out. Monday is International Women's Day. That is something that we should celebrate. I feel like I celebrate that every day, but it's always nice to bring attention to groups. Daylight savings time begins on this Sunday as well, so that's exciting. We'll get some of our light back for the day, or claim it back. I'm pretty excited when I hear people discuss that we're gonna go to a constant time like Arizona has, but I feel like it's also pretty far away because it never seems to come to fruition. So hopefully one day we can do that. Because I do feel like it takes a couple of days, especially if you have kids, to get everybody on each time. It's just a couple of days, but it definitely takes time to get back onto your schedule for them. All right, so there are my days. I absolutely love this kit. What I do is keep, I put down what I know for the week, but this is a time that I feel super great about just keeping it in the back. You can see this was a previous week that I had done, and I just keep it in the back of my planner in one of these large pockets so that I can just pull and keep it cohesive for the entire week. And I just like to do that. The next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and put down some bottom washi. Sorry, I really should have opened this before I started filming. I do apologize. And I'm gonna do the Rose Colored Days. Just getting these guys ready. Okay, so here is my bottom washi. And this planner is really neat because there's no like lines where it's definitely bottom washi, with the exception of these guys because the hour is missing, but there's no real place that you feel like you have to start and stop with anything. So I really like that. I'm not able personally to go to those planners including in an Erin Condren line where it has like those shaded bottoms, and I feel like that is so limiting in as far as like you'd have to either cover it up or commit to the color, and it's just a lot for me of unnecessary, you know, compromise when I can just keep it neutral and then make it whatever mood I'm in that day or that week. I'm definitely not a neutral person, meaning I love the brights, but since I do decorative planning for the most part, I absolutely don't mind a neutral base and adding in the bright. Okay, so there is that guy. Again, this is from Rose Paper. She's really fun with her colors. And then here is another roll, and this is an oops roll, so if you see anything, any issues with it, or if it's not tearing right, it's definitely, it was 100% advertised as oops, and I just absolutely love stars, so I didn't care. So right now I'm just laying down my meetings for the week. I'm coming off of PTO on this day, on this Monday, so that's definitely going to be something that is interesting. I have not taken any days off since I've started at this company, so I honestly don't know what a few days away looks like. So I'm very excited to see what's going on there. I don't tend to white out until I know that it needs to be whited out, or but I know where my meetings are, so based on where that washi was falling, I know where this needs to be. Okay. So what's everyone been up to for the week? Anything exciting? Anything fun? Getting back to the norms as the weather kind of calms down a little bit. I really hope that this can be positive for some. You know, hey, I mean, maybe there's some people in Texas that never knew they absolutely love the snow, and here we are now, and you can move and make decisions. I just moved, I know I've talked about this before, but I just moved back home to Florida in October, and you know, the area where I was, it's been getting, you know, significant snow, and it's just nice because that has never been my life. I'm not there for snow. I don't like it. And ice, I don't know anybody who is there for ice. That's always the scary part. It's never, well, at least for me, it was never that there was snow on the ground. That's fine. It was that, you know, with snow, when it melts, it comes the ice, and then that's so dangerous to drive on. And then add the wildlife concept, and then you're really pushing it as far as, you know, driving safely and, you know, getting home without any errors or issues. So still just finishing up the meetings here. This is super thick tape. I do like the 5mm, but I also like things to match and get pulled together, and I like to use the supplies that I have, so I am happy to kind of open my mind a little bit if it means I get to use more of what I have and what I love. Okay. This week somewhere in here will also be a trip to the vet for the pups, but I don't know when that's gonna happen, so. I like how I use the blue. So I like to have a little section over here that tells me what I'm doing next week. This has just got big things on it, like if I have, you know, a major meeting or anything huge that week, things that are my definites that I can't do, or also things that I'm looking forward to, like if I have, you know, time with, you know, family, or, you know, something of that like. I am happy to have something to look forward to and look at it every day while I'm working. in a week. This is my mixed planner, so this has home life and work life in it. So that's also why you'll see it be so busy. I talked about that in a previous plan with me. You know, someone had mentioned, man, you know, you're really busy. And the thing is this is my everything planner. So it's got everything. If you were to look at my home or my work planner, you'd be probably pretty bored. It doesn't have too much going on. So you're seeing me put these places down. These are placeholders. Over here it'll say next week. Up here it will say this week. So, and this is also going to be a lot easier for me to see where the two sides are, because you can see that this is wider than 1.5 inches, so it's nice to just have a block there. All right, let's see. So I wanted to kind of pull in one of these guys over the over top of this. I just don't use it, so I don't need it. And I'm just cutting it down a little bit because I don't need it to be the whole 1.5 inches. Just thought it would be fun to pull in the same design. Okay. All right, so let's get started with what we get in the kit. In the kit, you've got days of the week, like we looked at, the date dots. Here's the full page. There's the other colors represented. You have the half boxes, some with lines, some unlined, the grid boxes, scalloped edge, larger scalloped edge, these little appointment labels, just your colored labels. These are headers. I like to put an icon in the middle of them so you can put a pop of color throughout. These are little dots that you can, they're all individual, so you can make your lists as long or as short as you want. This is new this month. This is her miniature version of the bigger post-it notes. So I love these little guys, and these are just definitely even cuter. So I am so happy to have that added in the kit as well. So let's go through and again put the things that we know. All right. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much stick to this orangey red warm color and the blues, but you know, still be able to mix things in throughout. So I'm gonna put in the meetings. I think when we get into planners, some of us, I like to see like a nice full planner, but you know, when we start to mark things in our planners, we really forget that it's time consuming. Like if we work an 8-hour day and let's just say we don't have meetings or interviews or anything like that, that we need to know the details of the day, that day is still so busy and so booked, and we need to take credit that it's okay to have a block of color or a block of just nothing else but, you know, a line to say, you know, hey, this is what I did, and it's not fun. Like, you know, it's work. It is, you know, work is what it is, but that it's not like you need to have all the pretty boxes utilized throughout your spread, that you really might just have it be one just giant block of time, and that's okay. So right here I'm marking, this is, we call the morning meeting red zone, and then we call the end meeting end zone, and then I have these other meetings weekly as well. So let's get to this other one. And I end up with one extra of each because in these particular colors there were 6 available. So I don't want these to be 1 and 1 because they're really not related, and they're not related to the other meetings as well. So I am gonna introduce a 3rd color for that because I just want it to be fluid throughout the spread. So let's see, let's do, I love this like taupey color, but I really think I want to keep it a little bit brighter. So I think I'm going to use this pink dye. And so our alternate color for the spread will be pink, to write in anything that's happening that's not the others. Okay, so that's done there. Let's see, those are my major meetings for work, and that's what's mostly going on. I do have a huge project that's due at work that I can't really discuss on here. So that's just all I'll say about that. But so you may see some boxes that just won't have anything in them, and that's okay. I'm looking now for the larger scallops because I feel like this is, to me, like an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of time, so that I can block in some of my meetings throughout the week, or some of my times throughout the week that I'm going to be working on things. I love the way this paper feels. It's really easy to write on. I find I can write on it with any color, goodness, any type of pens. You can use the permanent pens, the microperms, they don't bleed through. You can use the flares if that's your thing. You can use, obviously, your traditional pens, but also the gels work fine. You do have to give them just a teeny bit of dry time, but I don't really find that to be, obtrusive or anything. So, again, where I'm going to take this next is just for color coding purposes. Like, I know that we've said that these are for these particular meetings, but I'm going to use the blue for my work type things that are going on, and then I'm going to utilize that orangey red for things that are personal, that are happening, that I know of. Okay. Friday night. Do you all have certain days of the week that your family insists on doing things? Like Friday nights, I have tried to talk my family into using different days for like family dinners and things like that, but it's definitely something that's not sticking. They really like to do Friday nights, and most of them are retired, so I feel like it's just that they don't understand, after working, a lot throughout the week, that sometimes it's just nice to just kind of come home and have some downtime. But at the same time, I am just moving back to be near family, so I will take any opportunity that I can to spend time with them. I definitely have time to make up for having lived away for 20 years. And it's not that I didn't see them. I definitely still saw my family, but I definitely didn't see them as much as I would prefer to. And now that they're, 20 miles away in any direction, there's really I don't have an excuse to not just be present and be there. All right. So again, just filling in some things. I do try to make my weeks or block my time as open as I can. Oh goodness, not doing that there, sorry. So that I can, give anything that I'm doing the time that it needs to happen, if that's an option. If it's not, that's okay. I just, I just work my busy day. But I feel like if you're working with employees, or if you are, even working on a project, it's awful when you're like, you definitely have momentum, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, okay, I guess I'm done now. Like, I have to go to this next meeting. So I try to give myself buffers. I bring that up because, like, right in there, I know that I have something that I need to prep for that meeting, and I need to do it in that time. So it has to be real time. So that can happen. And again, if I plan what I can plan and try to give myself time around things most of the time, I don't get too stressed out when it happens like that, because it's not often that happens. So that's where I am with there. Perfect. Okay, so my next little guys I have to choose from are these. I love these for work projects, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm actually going to use those to you know, mix them in here, but we'll definitely see. I'd like to save them if I can. So now I'm going to kind of go down my sidebar a little bit again. This will say like this week, and then I'm going to put in, I guess I could use these glitter headers. I don't use glitter headers often, but for the purpose of just breaking up the area, I think that they would look super cute. Again, you see them sticking. If this happens, I'll just leave a space for them and keep it moving, because I don't want to keep you waiting to have a sticker come up. There we go. I think I might have enough. Just doing it like this. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right. So, oops, he is not very centered at all. Okay. Okay, I am gonna steal one of these guys. And then I just put like important things that I'm doing over here, things that are gonna affect my whole week but aren't necessarily married to a particular day, so that I can keep my days kind of flowing, and you'll see some of it duplicated in at, you know, at the end of the week, or like when you see the completed spread pics. You know, it's not odd for you to see something like that on my planners, to see it double written, but it's just because it didn't really have a home, so it could go anywhere, and that was just where I went with it that week. Okay. For good measure, because they're just so darn cute, we'll put that one down there. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's get a list together over here so I can show you what that would look like for me. I like to do my grocery shopping on Thursdays. I still try to avoid the crowds. I live in Florida. I don't feel like Florida has it down yet. I feel like, at least in the area that I live, there's still a lot of people who do what they want, anti-maskers, and I'm just not, I don't have time for that. I'm not interested in excuses. Like, it's not about you, it's about keeping the other people safe, and since you're not willing to do it, I just don't really want to hear about it, honestly, about how hard it is for you to wear a mask. It just doesn't compute with me, and it just bothers me that you can't be a human being for your fellow humans. So that's where we are there. And then again, I'm just creating this so that I can have a little shopping list. I don't like to go to the grocery store with nothing on my list. I don't eat preservatives in my home at all, so that when I'm out in public, if I feel like having anything, I can. I try not to have sodas or anything at home. Again, for the same reason, like I'm here for the lifestyle, I'm not here for a diet. I maintain a healthy intake all the time. I just want to do my best that I can when I can. So here are some of my other stickers that I'm gonna bring in when we're this week grocery shopping. We'll pull this in a minute. But I have these 15-minute pickups, and I do have them in plenty of colors. I know that we were going with this orangey color for the work, not for home, but again, I just like to keep my looks balanced, so I'm going to keep the color cohesive and use this color because I have plenty for my planner. So I started doing the 15-minute pickup when I had my last house. There was just some issue, and for whatever reason it felt like it was constantly dusty beyond having the 3 dogs. You know, it felt dustier than it should have been still for that. So every night I would dust the house and choose a room and do that for 15 minutes. So the whole house got dusted because that just doesn't take long to go through and do a surface dust. And then the rest of the house would get done on whatever day. So basically 15-minute pickup today would be dust the house and do the bathroom, or dust the house and do the kitchen. So that I was definitely doing touch points all the time. Now every night I always do my bathrooms and kitchens. I don't like either one of them to be dirty ever. And I don't really have an excuse. Like, I live alone, so I can make my house as clean or as dirty, you know, as it will be. But I like it to definitely, I don't like there to be the kitchens or the bathrooms to ever be yucky. So when you see me put down, or even something like dishes just means I also will go through and rewash dishes that I will be utilizing like during the next week. Like if I have family coming over, I'll rewash the, you know, the wine glasses or anything that I'm using on those days. So whenever you see things like bathroom, it's not that I didn't clean my bathroom every single night, and it's not included in the 15-minute pickup. I also sweep and mop my house every single day, and it's not included in my when you see sweep and mop, because I'm getting ready to put down mop, and that means literally move every single piece of furniture, and every like nook and cranny gets scrubbed against the floorboards. I also have to mop my walls. I have a Newfoundland, so that's a big thing there. He likes to wipe his body along the sides of the walls in the house. So it can look a little bit less put together when it was just cleaned the night before. That's just what he's decided to do. All right, sorry. Perfect. And lastly, these little guys are coming from Avalon and 9th. She's got these in the colorful, which is an entire colorway, and then also in the black and white form, so very neutral. And goodness, that just doesn't want to cover there. All right, let's see, anything else we like to? Film on Saturday mornings. We'll do it down here. That's for the Instagram, and for this guy, doing what we're doing here. Let's see if I need anything else. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna have an after work boba that day planned. Let's see if there's anything else that I need. Just going through now. And what I'm going through, my goodness, I'm being so rude. I can be showing you. So this is my, this is just one. I have 8 Avalon and 9th books, but I like to go through and you know, plan and pull what I need. We'll be doing some sleeping. So this is what I plan to do my sleep-ins. I like those, and then those are obviously if I have a rough night with sleep. There's some crafting. So these make more sense to me when I use them when I'm actually on the go and doing that. This week is also my Newfoundland is on an exercise binge. He has to have 5 walks a week. It's for his health. He's having hip pain. He just turned 3. That's not abnormal. He does have arthritis in his right knee as well. So the more active I can keep him and engaged, the better that it can be for him. So just looking through, I just feel like she's got the best stickers. They can be fun and punny, and sometimes I'll use them to mean other things than what they're there for, but it works out pretty well. Okay, so let's get these guys down. Day, I always like to wash my masks on Sunday. I go through, I try to use like a cloth mask a day, but if I'm in any area, any situation, I might not put that same one back on and cannot to use another one. So that's not that strange for me to do that. So I usually wash about 10 to 20 masks a week, and then if it's ever in a patient home, then it's definitely it's happening. Like I'm only gonna use that one mask, and then again, depending on their situation, is whether or not it's even a cloth mask or if it's surgical procedure or a N95. So now I'm just gonna put my little dog walkers on. Obviously, my bovine is not that little. He's actually 8 feet tall when stretched out, and he's super wide. So he, that is definitely not in any way indicative of him. It's just what works for the stickers. So, and you can see like this day is a little bit busy. I'm not going to be walking him in the morning. He's not a morning dog at all. Like that would be torture for him if I actually thought I could walk bovine. He just would not, it wouldn't end well. He wouldn't like it. And he also has the habit when he gets tired of just laying down wherever we are. So we have met quite a few friends along in the neighborhood because he will lay down right at your house, whether he's invited or not. And of course it's like in the swale, like it's not inside somebody's house, but it's probably a lot more close to someone's house than they really want somebody just kind of hanging out for about 40 minutes, because that's about how long it takes for him to get up and get motivated again. I guess I could be rude and make him get up, but he's hurting. That's why we're walking, is so that we can increase his flexibility, increase his stamina. So I just feel like it would be counterproductive to really push him. So I try to, you know, keep up with his cues on what's happening, so that I can, you know, pay attention to him and see where he's at and if he can handle more. But if he can't, you know, then we just stop. All right, so I got to put my work stickers up across the top, and then I feel like we are just about done. Let's see, what do we got? We've got rose gold up here, and that's all we have in here so far. So we'll just sneak in some work and work from homes and keep it moving. All right. Sorry if that was stressing you out. I don't know why that stresses me out when I'm watching people do their things if they just don't really have it all put together. And this here is from Tipsy Dog Designs. I do have to wash the dog. That definitely is because he just sweats. He's a Newfoundland again, so I know that most dogs don't sweat, but he gets precipitation on his body and it gets an odor, versus I have my other two dogs, and I never believed a dog could sweat until I saw Bovine, but definitely he gets sweaty. He's a sweaty boy. And then these 2 days I will mark because I'll be working in the office. So let me see. I'm just pulling out the scripts. Right. And these scripts are from Scribble Print Co. Alright, y'all, I really hope that you had a good day. This was great to do another plan with me. If you guys have any suggestions or questions, or you want to talk about anything, or for me to do a particular spread, just